black artists have been taken advantage of completely. And it's time now that we have to put a stop to this incredible injustice.
I was sickened. I was sickened by the standing ovation. I felt like Hollywood is just spineless, en masse.
The tradition of great performers from Sammy Davis Jr. to James Brown to Jackie Wilson, they usually are broken, torn, and usually just sad, and the story is very sad in the end because the companies take advantage of.
Companies frequently take advantage of individuals, but Jim Carrey has always been outspoken in addressing such issues. Now, he appears to be unraveling one of Hollywood's most mysterious controversies. What might have led to reports of Oprah Winfrey and Diddy fearing Michael Jackson?
When we were here the last time shooting the commercial, you were like in between shots, running off.
Jim Carrey suggests that Michael Jackson was much more than an iconic musician. He was a truth seeker who exposed uncomfortable realities, unmasking the cracks in the industry's polished exterior.
He's a mean, he's a racist, and he's very devilish.
Was Michael Jackson silenced because of the secrets he uncovered? Did powerful industry figures conspire against him to protect their own hidden truths? If such drastic measures were taken against him, who might be next? Speculation has long suggested that Oprah, with her immense influence, saw Michael as a potential threat to the empire she had carefully crafted. Allegedly, Diddy, often associated with Oprah, may have shared her apprehensions. Together, they held extraordinary power, perhaps enough to stifle even the most disruptive voices.
Why they worked even harder to find a way to silence me. What happens when you're the greatest at the beginning? Nobody wants you to open up for them because you're going to make them look inferior.
From the outset, Michael Jackson's 1993 interview with Oprah Winfrey was nothing short of a spectacle. To millions of fans, it seemed like a chance for the king of pop to connect with his audience and address the relentless rumors surrounding his life. Yet, for those acquainted with Hollywood's murkier side, the interview appeared to be a calculated maneuver, a strategic attempt to undermine Michael before he could unveil some of the industry's most tightly held secrets. Did Oprah have her own agenda? Some believe she did. There is speculation that she faced pressure from powerful industry figures intent on silencing Michael.
You are not taking anything to change the color of your skin.
Oh God, no.
You did not purposely.
We're trying to control it, and using makeup evens it out because it makes blotches on.
Oprah Winfrey's much-publicized interview with Michael Jackson at his Neverland Ranch became a defining moment in television history, attracting record-breaking viewership. The interview aimed to tackle the persistent rumors that had surrounded Jackson since the mid-1980s. These rumors ranged from claims that he was attempting to alter his appearance to appear white or change his gender, to bizarre stories about purchasing the remains of the Elephant Man, sleeping in an oxygen chamber, marrying Elizabeth Taylor, battling an eating disorder, or forming a telepathic bond with a monkey. Some even suggested he led a secret double life or was celibate, initially designed to help Jackson rehabilitate his public image by addressing these tabloid-fueled narratives and offering personal insights. The interview took an unexpected turn. Oprah shifted to asking probing and deeply personal questions, often challenging Jackson's responses. She began by addressing speculation about his appearance, directly inquiring about cosmetic surgery. Jackson admitted to having had a nose job but denied any further facial modifications. He also disclosed that he suffered from vitiligo, a medical condition causing patches of skin to lose pigmentation.
Skin disorder that destroys the pigmentation of the skin is something that I cannot help. Okay, but when people make up stories that I don't want to be who I am, it hurts me.
Oprah appeared skeptical of Jackson's explanation and pressed him further for additional details. Throughout the interview, it became evident that she often interrupted him, seemingly unwilling to let him fully elaborate on the reasons behind his changing skin color. At one point, she commented that, to her understanding, skin bleaching was not a real phenomenon, noting that she had never personally encountered it.
I know of, there is no such thing as skin bleaching. I have never seen it. I don't know what it is.
Well, they used to have those products growing up. I used to hear always use bleach and glow, but you'd have to have about 300,000 gallons.
She interrupted him once more as Jackson attempted to convey how profoundly the entire situation had affected and saddened him.
Made him sad.
That's the situation here. So please, when people see something like that...
I just want to get this straight. You are not taking anything to change the color of your skin.
Oprah shifted the conversation to Jackson's relationship with his father, Joe Jackson, who had long faced accusations of mistreating him during his childhood. Jackson acknowledged that his father had been physically strict and verbally harsh, but emphasized that he still loved him and tried to avoid provoking his anger. Oprah questioned Jackson's loyalty to his father and even suggested therapy to address the trauma from his past. One of the interview's most controversial moments came when Oprah delved into Jackson's romantic life, bluntly asking if he was a virgin. Jackson revealed that he was dating actress Brooke Shields but declined to answer the question about his virginity, calling it a private matter and emphasizing his traditional values. Oprah implied he might be concealing something, leaving Jackson visibly uncomfortable. The tension escalated further when Oprah questioned Jackson's friendships with children, asking why he enjoyed spending time with them. Jackson explained that he found comfort in their innocence and purity, as they reminded him of the childhood he felt he had lost to fame. He clarified that inviting children to his ranch was his way of bringing them joy. However, Oprah insinuated there could be something inappropriate about his actions, pointedly asking if he ever shared his bed with children. These persistent and pointed questions upset Jackson's fans, who criticized Oprah's approach as insensitive, disrespectful, and unfair. Many accused her of exploiting his vulnerabilities and intentionally casting doubt on his responses, fueling further negative speculation. Just a few months after the interview aired in 1993, the first public allegations of misconduct against Jackson surfaced, leaving a permanent stain on his public image. Years later, the controversy was reignited with the release of the explosive documentary Leaving Neverland. The 4-hour film featured Wade Robson and James Safechuck detailing alleged abuse they claimed to have experienced as children. Oprah once again became involved, hosting a follow-up interview with the accusers and expressing her support for their stories. This move further polarized public opinion, intensifying the debate around Jackson's legacy.
Interesting things about Michael and his particular situation is that the started long before we ever met him.
This series of events led many to believe that Oprah deliberately betrayed Michael Jackson. Fans expressed their frustration, with some accusing Oprah of being envious of Michael's beauty, charisma, talent, kindness, intelligence, and the support he received from his close-knit family. One fan remarked, "I cannot stand Oprah. She always imposes her opinions on vulnerable individuals. While I enjoy some shows on her network, I dislike her bully tactics. She acts as though anyone who doesn't think, behave, or live like her is beneath her." Many found it troubling that Oprah used her platform to amplify a documentary critical of Jackson, especially since he was never convicted of the accusations against him. In stark contrast, critics pointed out that she did not subject her friend Harvey Weinstein, who was convicted and sentenced to prison, to the same level of scrutiny. The sense of betrayal extended beyond fans to members of Jackson's family. Jermaine Jackson, Michael's older brother, openly criticized Oprah and other media outlets following the release of Leaving Neverland. He stated, "So many in media, including Oprah, blindly accepted Leaving Neverland as truth, shaping a narrative that ignored facts, evidence, and credibility. We faced similar graphic accusations in 2005, and a jury saw through it all. The trial by law proved Michael's innocence long ago." Taj Jackson, Michael's nephew, who had grown up knowing Wade Robson, one of the accusers, also condemned Oprah's actions. Taj shared his disbelief, saying, "I saw it firsthand. She once asked to interview my grandmother and Michael's children, claiming she wanted to show how misunderstood Michael was. Oprah does whatever it takes to secure ratings. To me, this was the ultimate betrayal." Other family members echoed these sentiments, including Janet Jackson, who believed Oprah deliberately sought to harm Michael's reputation and legacy. As Michael's closest sibling growing up, Janet has been particularly vocal about what she views as a calculated effort to tarnish her brother's career and personal life.
Growing up,
Mike, yeah, we were incredibly close.
If there is anyone who deeply feels the frustration and anger over Michael Jackson's reputation being tarnished by Oprah, it is undoubtedly Janet Jackson.
I would never do something like that.
but I'm still guilty by association.
As Oprah faces growing scrutiny for allegedly undermining the careers of black entertainers, several media outlets have reported that sources close to the Jackson family, including Janet Jackson, continue to harbor deep resentment toward her for what they perceive as a smear campaign against Michael. They believe that Oprah owes them an apology, one that has long been overdue.
Do you think Oprah betrayed Michael?
Absolutely. Absolutely, 100%. And I feel like she betrayed not just him, but my...
As Jim Carrey suggests, Michael Jackson had begun to expose the darker side of the entertainment industry, hinting at the shady dealings he had personally witnessed. Jackson wasn't merely defending his reputation, he was questioning a corrupt and abusive system, refusing to play the role they wanted him to. But the more he spoke out, the more some powerful figures began to feel threatened. Observers noted that Oprah's questions seemed increasingly less empathetic and more calculated, almost as if she were being guided to steer the conversation in a direction that would protect her influential allies, subtly mocking Michael while pushing him to disclose his personal struggles. Her approach appeared to plant doubt in the audience's mind. Was she acting on someone else's orders to prevent him from revealing the full truth? Then there's Diddy. Jim Carrey has suggested that Michael Jackson wasn't just a threat to Oprah. He also had insight into Diddy's connections, particularly through Clive Davis, the powerful music executive who mentored Diddy and had ties to many Hollywood elites. Michael had often spoken cryptically about the puppet masters in the music industry who controlled artists and exploited their fame. Diddy, with his rapid rise and vast influence, was no stranger to such power dynamics, and many speculate that he, too, was involved in the very system that Michael despised. The circumstances surrounding Michael Jackson's death remain shrouded in unresolved mysteries and controversies. One persistent theory suggests that Diddy was with Jackson during his final moments and had a conversation with him. This has fueled further speculation, leading some to believe that Diddy may have had a role in Michael's untimely passing, entwined within the complex web of Hollywood and the music industry. Over the years, rumors of a secretive group have surfaced, one believed to manipulate narratives behind the scenes. These whispers have only grown louder, with allegations linking this mysterious collective to some of the most controversial figures and events in entertainment history.
No one knew. I can't remember exactly who I wound up calling back to see how things were going, and that's when they told me he had passed.
He had passed.
Yeah.
At the heart of this web of speculation are Sean Diddy Combs and the late Michael Jackson, two icons whose legacies are steeped in intrigue, mystery, and untold truths. As we sift through the layers of rumors and theories, a complex narrative unfolds, one that challenges our perceptions of fame, power, and secrecy. This story doesn't aim to confirm or disprove anything, but rather to explore the tales that have captivated the world's imagination. Another name that has sparked considerable attention is Fahim Muhammad, Michael Jackson's former head of security. Fahim's close proximity to Jackson, particularly during his final days in 2009, has led many to question how much he truly knows about the events surrounding the King of Pop's death. What further fuels intrigue is Fahim's later connection to Sean Diddy Combs, especially his association with Diddy's son, Justin Combs. This link between Fahim and Justin adds another layer to the story, as Justin grew up surrounded by fame due to his father's influence. Fahim's role as a key figure in both Michael Jackson's and Diddy's lives has led some to suggest that he may have acted as a bridge between major players in the entertainment industry. This connection has even sparked wilder theories, including the possibility that Diddy played a role in orchestrating events for power or influence. Some speculate that Diddy may have used Fahim to keep an eye on Michael Jackson, or even that Diddy could have been involved in Jackson's downfall. In the world of conspiracy theories, the links between Fahim, Michael Jackson, and Diddy paint a picture of an entertainment industry where alliances and secrets are fiercely guarded, and powerful individuals manipulate events from behind the scenes. Whether these theories hold any truth or not, they continue to captivate public imagination, keeping Fahim Muhammad a figure shrouded in mystery and speculation.
You were trying your best to comfort her. You were Auntie Janet at that moment? When she turned to you, did you just want to scoop her up?
Conservative commentator Candace Owens has stirred up a significant controversy with her recent remarks, linking Diddy's ongoing legal battles to the mysterious death of pop icon Michael Jackson. On her podcast, Owens discussed the complexities surrounding Diddy's legal troubles and expressed concern over the media's lack of coverage on the issue. According to Owens, there is a significant connection between Diddy's legal issues and the unclear circumstances surrounding Jackson's passing. She argued that the case could potentially be more consequential than the infamous Jeffrey Epstein case, yet the media has remained largely silent. Owens believes that Hollywood and politicians are being blackmailed to remain quiet, further raising alarms about the issue. She also highlighted a connection between the person allegedly involved in concealing Diddy's son's role in a shooting incident and Michael Jackson's former head of security, who was present during Jackson's death. Owens speculated that individuals like these might resort to drastic measures, including even murder, to protect their interests. During her podcast, Owens detailed 5 key points from Diddy's ongoing lawsuit, emphasizing that the consequences could be far-reaching, potentially surpassing even Epstein's case in significance. She pointed out the media's failure to cover Diddy's legal troubles, suggesting a hidden agenda to protect powerful figures in both politics and entertainment. Owens took to social media to express her concerns, stating that the lack of coverage indicates influential people may be implicated in these events. She implied that both Hollywood and the media have reasons to suppress the story, which she believes is connected to a larger conspiracy aimed at shielding prominent individuals from public scrutiny. Her claims have sparked significant debate, drawing attention to the power dynamics within the entertainment industry and the possible influence of high-profile legal battles involving key figures in both Hollywood and politics. Owens also drew attention to figures like Clive Davis, a prominent music mogul who worked with both Michael and Diddy. She contrasted Michael's refusal to conform to the industry's norms with Diddy's rise within the system. Michael's resistance to the industry's power structure, symbolized by figures like Clive, made him an outsider. According to sources close to Jim Carrey, Michael was aware of how some executives, possibly including Diddy, maintained control over artists. Rumors about Diddy's rise to power, including his willingness to do whatever it took to succeed, suggest that Michael may have known the darker truths about the industry's inner workings. Jim Carrey has hinted that Michael potentially had damaging information about Diddy and his associates. This raises the question of whether Diddy and Oprah had reasons to silence Michael before he could expose Hollywood's darkest secrets. Michael's final years were marked by intense scrutiny and controversy, leading many to wonder if these events were truly coincidental or part of a deliberate effort to discredit and silence him. The more one examines the tangled connections between these key figures, the clearer it becomes that Michael wasn't just criticizing the music industry as a whole, but pointing to specific individuals and their wrongdoings. Michael often spoke about feeling exploited and manipulated, showing no loyalty to those who used others for their own gain. Carrey has repeatedly stated that Michael's determination to break free from these controlling forces made him a serious target. The Jackson family, a legendary dynasty with an undeniable impact on modern music, also found itself deeply involved in controversy. Despite their immense success, Michael faced serious allegations, including an arrest warrant issued for his alleged inappropriate behavior with young children.
It's the most humiliating ordeal of my life, but if this is what I have to endure to prove my innocence, so be it.
As Michael Jackson faced grave allegations and turned himself in just weeks later, his legal situation reached a critical point. Despite enduring a tumultuous life that had often played out in the public eye, Jackson was grappling with serious charges that had taken a significant toll on his personal and professional life. It seemed that his career, once again, was on the verge of a major comeback. He had committed to a 50-night residency at London's prestigious O2 Arena for a show titled This Is It, promising an extravagant retrospective of his illustrious career, with performances that would remind the world of his unparalleled talent and legacy. At the time of Michael Jackson's passing, many of his fans were unaware of the full extent of the health issues he had been struggling with in the years leading up to his death. Jackson's life, which had already been filled with public controversy and personal battles, was further complicated by a series of health challenges that had developed in his later years. One of the most significant issues was his battle with insomnia, which had plagued him for years. In order to manage his inability to sleep, Jackson became increasingly reliant on medications, some of which were heavily prescribed by his doctors.
I get the breakfast ready for the children in the morning around 8:30, like that, 9 o'clock. And they're having breakfast and time goes by and
In the end, Michael Jackson wasn't just fighting for his reputation. He was challenging a deeply embedded system of power, manipulation, and control. Whether or not Oprah and Diddy played a role in this larger conspiracy is still a matter of debate, but one thing remains clear: Michael Jackson's life and death remained shrouded in mystery, filled with unanswered questions and unexplained motives. Thanks for sharing your thoughts on this intriguing topic. Looking forward to the next video. Until then, goodbye.